All right, we're back with this TSR-80 Color Computer again. This is a Model 1. Originally it was the 4K version, so it's in early on. When last we left this computer, it was finally turning on after we totally did our power supply replacement, replaced the burnt out transformer with a new switching power supply, but yet it was still giving us a scrambled screen. In fact, it was giving us this screen right here. What to do but to go back to the more fun making it Discord server. So I posted a picture on the Discord server of the screwed up screen, the configuration of the RAM at the time, and what I also did was I took some temperature readings after it had been up for a few minutes using my infrared thermometer. I don't have a fancy, thermal camera or anything like that, so I thought maybe this will at least give me some information if some of the chips are getting super hot. And what I found was that U20 was reaching about 40 degrees Celsius, and U23 was getting upwards of 50 degrees after the machine had just been on for a few minutes. So take that information over to the More Fun Making It Discord server, posted some questions to see if there were any TSR-80 experts on there, and of course, people jumped right in and tried to help. One of them, of course, Jim Bro 1000, came in and said, "It definitely looks like a stuck bit on the bus. Given that it hasn't booted, it is likely one of the RAM chips," which is what I suspected with the weird RAM mod that was done in here. It has tried to blank the screen though, and he says one of the first tasks in the ROM, so the CPU, the PIAs, and the ROM are probably okay, which was a big relief to me, as you know, if one of those pieces was shot, then this machine was probably shot. But with the RAM and having all of those double chips, looked like there was a good chance that we could probably fix this. I went in and I took out one pair of the RAM chips and took them apart to see what they were. Okay, so I think I found out what this RAM upgrade is. What it appears to be is it's a 16K set of chips doubled. So this machine was initially upgraded to 16K. 8 of these chips make 16K. Then they added a second set of 16K chips on top, tied them all together to try to make this machine into a 32K machine, which probably worked great. But now I think we have a bad RAM chip, because a couple of them get to 50 plus degrees after a few seconds after turning on the machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo this 32K upgrade, bring it back down to 16K, hopefully between this amount of chips, and I've already taken one set out, split them apart to find out that both chips are identical. So hopefully within this group of chips, we can get 16K to go in here and just make the machine work. So I'm just going to undo all the wires and we'll take all that apart. Okay, so we got to take all these apart. I took a couple apart in investigation, and it was not fun. So the way we'll do it, I'm not sure if this is the best way to do it, but it's the way I'm going to do it, is we're just going to put some flux on here, move these out of the way, and we'll focus on this one first. We will just use some solder braid to try to get a lot of the solder off, and then try to pull each leg off. All right, let's see if this helps. Well, this method is much easier. Gonna have to fix all of these legs on these chips after. There are all 16 chips removed and separated. That was not fun. Anyway, I'm gonna clean them up and let's get a set into the board and see if anything changes. We're installing the cleaned up RAM back into their slots. All the RAM has been reinstalled, just a single 16K this time. Here we go, moment of truth. Nope, still not working, but different video pattern, so that's interesting. I don't think it's gonna help, but I finally got some deoxit, so I'm going to spray a little bit, well, a lot. It just goes everywhere. I even have it on the low flow. Can I go lower? Oh, there we go. Maybe I didn't have it over enough. Just for fun, I started taking out RAM chips, and the display on the screen would change every single time I took out a chip, to the point where it got to no chips, and I just got a solid color on the screen. So I definitely think the RAM is where to go. Fortunately, there's really no way for me to tell which of these chips are good and which of these chips are bad, because there's just so many of them. Of course, I could have done the smart thing of marking which ones were really hot before I took them out of the board and unsoldered them, because that would have been a good indication of the bad ones, but I didn't. So yeah, that's on me. But I also have to go through and straighten all of the legs on the top row chips, because they're all kind of mangled. Okay, I got a set of chips back in, and with the deoxit, but I had a thought about what to do in terms of figuring out if any of these chips are bad, is I'm gonna take their temperature, just like I did before. 25, 25, 25. This one's starting to get hot. This one's all the way up to 30. That one's at about 27, 28, 29. That one's at 29. That one's at 31. 29, 31. So U23 is hot. And U26 is hot. So U23 and U26. So let's pop out U23. And U26. Let's try this one in U23. Let's give this one a try in U26. Oops. All right, let's give this a try and see what happens. Going for broke. Oh my gosh! Yes! We got it to boot! That is awesome. Awesome. So now we have a full 16K, I believe, working, and it's booted. Unfrickin' believable. I can't believe it. I am shocked that I got it to this point. But thanks to everyone who did this. Like, wow. I am utterly shocked. Well, at least now I have a working configuration, so now we can test all these other RAM chips and see which ones are actually bad and which ones are actually good. I'm going to have to see if I can get some diagnostic software for the Tandy in order to, verify, because it may not be using all of the RAM right now in order to just get to this point to boot. So anyway, wow. I'm still floored that this actually is booted and it's working. Wow. Okay, I think I'm going to have to take a break because I'm a little flabbergasted, and I'll think of the next steps, because we got to verify that all of this RAM is good, and then we have all of this RAM over here. We still got to test to verify which ones are good and which ones are bad, because the two that we took out, these might not be the bad ones. One of them definitely is bad, for sure, because the system wouldn't boot. But maybe one of them's bad because this one was bad, or vice versa. So we'll have to figure out a way to test all the remaining RAM to find out if they're good or not. But holy smokes, it worked. I still can't believe it. I can't believe it. Okay, we got the computer booted up. Let's see if we can find out how much memory it's seeing. Keyboard, I think, needs a little cleaning. Okay, so it's only seeing 8K. 8487, I think that means it's got 16K. Because if there was 4K or 8K in the machine, then we definitely wouldn't have 8487 left over for basic. So I'm pretty sure the 16K is fully active. Okay, so I've also figured out why I was only getting the 8487 amount of RAM left over when I had both of these ROMs in. It's because the extended color basic uses like half of the 16K almost. And it requires 16K to even boot. So if I take this chip out and just go back to the regular basic, so I'll do that. Machine is off. Pop the chip out and turn her back on. She boots into just regular Tandy Color Basic, and if I do the print mem command, we now get 14631, which means the full 16K of the RAM is recognized and everything is working just fine. Super happy about that. Okay, I want to take a look at this keyboard now and see if I can get it to work better, because some of the buttons are really messy and I've never found any information on these keyboards that I could find on the internet. I don't know if I'm about to break it. So let's take it apart gently and see what we can find. Okay, last screw. Here we go. Moment of truth. Okay. So it is just a board with a whole bunch of contacts. Excellent. So are these going to fall out? They are going to fall out. There. That's a mistake I'm probably not going to make again. Well, at least not until I put this back together. Then I'll probably make it again. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little clean with some deoxit. So I'm just going to put some deoxit on the board. And then clean all the contacts with Q-tip. There's a little bit of dirt coming off, but not a whole lot. Now the fun part. Okay, well that did take off some dirt, so that's good. Now let's get this thing back together. Feels better. It really does. So maybe I got it. I will probably take this apart again when it gets a little bit sunnier out, because I definitely want to retrobrite these keys because they are definitely not the right color. And they don't seem to be that dirty. There's a little bit of staining on there, which I'll have to clean up when I take this whole thing apart. But let's see. Let's see if that made a difference. Because I know the... Okay, let's see how she types. Oh, much better. It's my scientific method of determining whether or not it's typing better. I don't know if anybody noticed that my video capture of this computer got 100 times better suddenly during the making of this video, because I got this RF to HDMI conversion box. So it takes RF in and converts it to HDMI. It's a little Chinese made box. I got it off Amazon, and it does a great job at converting RF to HDMI. Compared to the first video capture that I did, that was going through a VCR to the Retroscaler 2X to the capture card. But now the keyboard is working way better, and when it gets sunnier outside, I'm going to get these keys looking way better, and this machine is going to look super good. Okay, so just before we wrap up this this video, I went ahead and made some changes to the power wiring to match the proper wiring colors. I used an old Molex splitter that I had hanging around to get some good power wire. But I also made color changes. So red is +5, the black is common, the yellow +12, and then I left the original blue and green in for the minus. I know the blue is what is supposed to be for -12 wiring, so that's at least good. This one not so much, but I shortened them and made them a little bit nicer, but at least now the wiring colors match what they should be. So is that okay now, JC1980? So now this machine is working. We've got 16K of RAM and a working keyboard, and it's powering on. Where do we go next? Should I do the full 64K RAM upgrade? Should I try and play some software on this? You let me know what I should do down in the comments below. A couple questions though, for those that know more than I do out there. Is there any upgrades for the keyboard? Is there a non-Chicklet version out there? I saw a video by Adrian Black where he had one of these units, and it had a full like mechanical type keyboard in it, like a regular one, like a Commodore 64 or the actually like the Color Computer Model 2. Are those keyboards compatible with this one? Because I would really love to upgrade past the Chicklet if possible. In terms of software, it came with the full cassette, but I don't have any cassettes. I know I can get some software on the computer and just hook up these to the sound card on a computer and play some cassette images from there. But what do you guys suggest? What about the BASIC that's in the machine? It's currently got Extended Basic 1, I think, along with just Tandy Color Basic 1. I know that I can't run 64K off Tandy Color Basic 1, so will the Extended Color Basic work with this full 64K? Or should I try to flash an EEPROM and get a new BASIC on here? What do you suggest? Or is there a third-party BASIC that works even better? I'm sure that there's been some development in that area in the last, 30, 40 years. Let me know. Let me know down in the comments below what I should do next with this machine. Should I play some software? Should I continue the hardware mods? Do the composite mod for the video to get off the RF? even though my RF to HDMI converter looks really good. I was really surprised by that. So if anybody has RF stuff that they want to convert to HDMI, get that little device. Boy, is it ever good right off the hop. The picture looked great comparatively. Yeah, so I guess that's it for this video. Hopefully I'm going to take a break from this machine for a couple of videos, but I will come back to it if people comment and let me know what I should do next with it. Oh, and what are some good games for this? What does everybody suggest for games? What's the hottest game on the TRS-80 Model 1? Let me know in the comments below. I'd like to hear from you and let me know what's going on. All right, thanks for tuning into this video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.